Hello again, guys. We are back here with the Aero League Racers Tier 1 drivers for the Round 5 feature at St. Croix or St. Croix in France. Looking like it may be a bit of a wet one out there. The fog has descended on the track. So without further ado, we will have a rundown through the grid. Obviously a reverse grid based off the sprint results. So Ben will be lining up on pole. We've got Andy Winters there in second place. Kyle is in third. Marco fourth, Tieps is fifth, Owen is sixth, Chris is seventh, Viking Dog is in eighth, Iggy is there in ninth, BX is in 10th, and Lars bringing up the rear in 11th. So without further ado, let's get into this feature race, shall we? Obviously a rolling start, as always. They're off. I like Ben getting quite a good getaway in the background. I think Marco managing to move up a few places off the start. He's actually up to third place now, is Marco, so furiously trying to chase down the top two. Off of this reverse grid, we got Tieps actually up to fourth. He's going up the inside of Kyle. Kyle holding it around the outside there. He's actually managed to stay ahead. I think somebody going off in the background. Owen is sixth, Viking Dog seventh. I think that was Chris taking quite a wide line there. I think he managed to hold it. Chris up to 8th, or down to 8th. Iggy is there in 9th place. Chris down to 9th now. BX 10th, Lars in 11th. So Andy Winters now taking the race lead. He's managed to get a move done on Ben. He went up the inside there. There was a tiny bit of contact, but it was just a scratch. And actually losing that position again, so maybe actually giving that position back to Ben, possibly. Marco trying to challenge him now. He's all over his bumper, is Marco. He's trying to find a way past Andy Winters. Andy Winters trying to hold on to that second place. And he's going to have the inside for this next one, though. Marco's going to be on the outside. Yeah, and Andy's still holding on to that second place. Marco almost with a moment there, dipping a wheel onto the grass momentarily. He managed to save it, though. Owen now starting to pressure Marco as well. He's in fourth place currently. He's trying to take that third place away. Marco actually moving up. Oh, he's managed to get that move done. Andy Winters trying to come back as well. Glancing off his rear bumper there. He has actually managed to move back through as Andy Winters. Owen trying to move through as well. So furious battle going on at the moment for second place between Andy Winters and Marco. Owen's trying to get up there as well. He's trying to get in the mix. Kyle not too far behind now in fifth place. Iggy up to sixth. BX is up to 8th currently. Marco trying to have a look up the inside there. And when he does, he actually manages to get it done. Is Owen going to follow through as well? It looks like he's got the opportunity, but no. As they come into this turn there, he's on the back foot a little bit. Marco trying to stretch his legs now, trying to get away. See Ben starting to disappear into the distance already in that Ford GT. Marco now on the defensive against Andy Winters and Owen, both of them trying to come through their free wide as they approach this next turn. Owen and Andy both managing to get through momentarily. Marco's trying to come back on the inside there though, and Viking Dog as well. Viking Dog out of nowhere, he's trying to come up there as well. And Viking Dog currently up to 5th place. He's trying to put an impression on the top 5. I think it could be anyone's at the moment. These guys, they're going to have to watch their tyres though, aren't they? Tyre degradation is going to be an issue around here for sure. So Owen now up to 2nd place. He wasn't happy with our 5th in the first race. That's not actually his favourite position. He does want to go for the race win here. It does look like he's going to start trying to chase Ben down now. So cracking job there from Owen. And he's still holding on to that 3rd place. He's still got Marco trying to get past him. Viking Dog waiting in the wings as well. If either one of these three make a mistake, we've also got Iggy. Iggy's also there as well. In fact, there's a massive train starting to form. We've got Andy Winters, Marco, Viking Dog, Iggy, Chris, Lars. And then I think that's Tieps as well. Tieps in the background there too. Andy Winters carrying way more speed through there than Marco. What happened to Marco there? Really looked like he was on the back foot, didn't it? Now it looks like he's going to lose that position. The Viking Dog, he's edged ahead momentarily. He's got Iggy there as well. Will these guys get past Marco? I'm not sure. So Andy Winter's moving up to third place. We've got Viking Dog now holding that position off against Iggy. Iggy's going to try and have a look up the inside. Is he close enough? I think he has. Had a look up the inside. Has he got a move done? What can he do? Can he get past him? Viking on the inside for this next one. And it is still side by side. They're both neck and neck at the moment. Marco actually looking like he's on the defensive now against Chris, who's starting to creep up onto his bumper. And Iggy did. He managed to get it done. He's managed to get past Viking Dog. Viking Dog now having to defend against Marco. Marco is down to 6th place. Maybe Marco just not too comfortable around St. Croix. It's not a track that gets raced all that often, so maybe even his first time around here. You never know. So we got Ben still currently in first place. Owen is in second place. We've got Andy Winters there in third place. We got Iggy in fourth. We got Viking Dog here in 5th place. He's being chased down by Marco in 6th. Marco has dropped to 6th place. We got Chris is 7th. TX is there in 8th. Lars 9th. BX all the way down in 10th still. So he's not managed to make an impression yet as BX. He's managed to make up 1 position, has he? In fact, I think maybe getting caught up in them shenanigans at the start there through turn 2, I think it was. Kyle in 11th. Look at Ben go at the moment. He managed to do this last week, I think it was, but then them tyres, they did fade, didn't they? And start dropping down the order. Can he hold on to that first place? It's a tall order. He's on the racing softs as well, so I saw a lot of the other guys running the mediums. Them softs will fade a lot faster than the mediums will. Although it looks like he's doing well to manage that tyre wear at the moment. Owen, still a bit of a gap now. 2 or 3 seconds is the gap to Ben. And then Iggy is now up to 3rd place. He's got Viking Dog there in 4th. Still trying to chase him down. Everybody kicking up marbles through that last turn. Andy Winter's now up to 5th. Looking like he might be on a bit of a charge as well. Marco's there in 6th. And Chris, he was up there, wasn't he? Dropping to 7th now. Lars 8th. BX 9th. Kyle 10th. And Tiebs all the way down. 11th now. There must have been another incident somewhere that we didn't catch. That's unfortunate, Tiebs. Just keep your head down though. It's still early stages. We're not even halfway into this race, so I'm sure he will be able to make a comeback. So Ben still out in 1st place. That gap has got a little bit bigger now to Owen, it looks like. I think Owen maybe having a couple of little moments because that gap to Iggy as well was starting to close. Iggy looking like he may be able to go for a move. He's going to have a look at the inside, is he? And he does. He has got that move done. That was a great move, Iggy. Owen trying to come back though. He's trying to put it up the inside, but Iggy managing to stay just ahead. Viking Dog there as well, waiting in the wings. You can see him trying to look up the inside. Well, he's just trying to find a way past, isn't he? Trying to look for a window that he can climb through. I think he'll get it done with that great big bushy beard. So Owen furiously having to defend against Viking Dog. Viking Dog all over his rear bumper, look. Not giving him any breathing space at all. But also Owen still trying to put Iggy under some immense pressure. At the moment they're just letting Ben in 1st place get away though. He's got a nice bit of breathing space now. All he has to do is remain consistent. He's not having to worry about defending. He's almost halfway across the bridge as they're approaching it. Oh, Viking Dog now looking like he may have a run. Will he get that car past Owen? He's got the inside for this next turn. And he does. He gets that move done. Owen not really fighting too much there. Knew there would be contact. It's quite a close, quite a tight turn. That last one as you come off the bridge. So Owen dropping to 4th place. Viking Dog now free to start trying to attack Iggy again. Iggy still furiously trying to make his way onto the back of Ben. And we've got, it looked like Marco getting the move done on Andy Winters in the background there. Neck and neck as they come down to this next turn. He has managed to get it done. Viking Dog was looking for a move there against Iggy as well, wasn't he? But Iggy managed to defend that one. So Owen's now going to have to start watching his mirrors, isn't he? Because Marco is starting to creep up there again. Marco's made up a few positions now on this endurance. Up into the top 5. Andy Winters not too far behind him though in 6th place. So Andy Winters having a decent drive at the moment. Lars is in 7th. He's got a bit of a wiggle on. BX is up to 8th. Chris is 9th. TF's 10th. Kyle down in 11th place now. Not too far behind TF's. He may be able to start trying to challenge him later on in the race. But meanwhile, Ben, look at that gap he's got now. We can only just see the other cars coming through that second turn now. So doing really well at the moment is Ben. Starting to look like he might be starting to suffer with tyre wear soon from them softs, so the rear's starting to die a little bit. Doing well at the moment. His fastest lap currently being lap 3 with a 3 minutes 28.3. BX with a current fastest lap of a 3 minutes 27.6. And I think the closest battle at the moment is in fact Iggy and Viking Dog. But then Marco actually creeping up onto the back of Owen in the background there as well. I did say Owen's going to have to start going defensive, didn't I? We're going to try and monitor that battle as well as this one here. Between Iggy and Viking Dog. Viking Dog still furiously trying to find a way past Iggy. Iggy not managing to break away or get onto the back of Ben just yet. And will Viking Dog go for a move into this next turn? Is he going to be close enough to go for a move up the inside? I don't think he is, not this time around. Iggy actually closing the door quite late there as well. No opportunity for Viking Dog to get past just yet. Owen closing right up, you can see that in the rear view there as well. These top 5 are very close at the moment. Well, top from 2 to 4. Second to 5th actually. Very close, within a second of each other. Looks like actually a bit of bump drafting going on between these guys as well. Oh, and Viking Dog has gone for the move. He's gone up the inside. Is he going to get it done? They are still side by side. Iggy's still fighting it off. He's got the inside for this one. Iggy getting a better drive. Look at that thing go. He's playing with a time-space continuum again, and he's finding hundredths through some of these turns to be able to stay ahead of Viking. Viking looking like he nearly got that move sewn up. I thought he was ahead, but Iggy fought back and managed to retake that second place. Owen's still there as well. Owen's still looking like he can pressure Viking Dog. Still not losing that position to Marco just yet either. So I think the battle for the championship is going to really start to heat up between BX and Marco, as they are, well, I think they've got the most wins so far throughout the season. Marco looking very dominant throughout the first couple of rounds, but BX managed to come back through the last couple, I believe. I think it's going to be very close on the points. Obviously we're live tomorrow, being Monday. Marco managing to get that move done finally. He's managed to get past Owen now. He's up to 4th place. Can he start to challenge the top 3? Well, 2nd and 3rd at the moment, because Ben is still within a nice gap. Still out at the front. So Andy Winter's still 6th. A little bit of a gap now though. BX is up to 7th place. He's managed to get past Lars, has he? I think somebody else may be having a moment. He's moved up to 7th place. Lars is up to 8th. Chris 9th. Tiep's 10th. Kyle in 11th. And here he is, Ben, doing really well at the moment to hold on to that 1st place. He's maintained that gap. He's actually stretched that lead somewhat as well to Iggy. I think all that battling between Iggy and Viking Dog has let him stretch his legs a bit, and I think he'll be happy at the moment. See the margins there as he came through that last turn. There was literally a flag paper between him and the barrier. So he is definitely on it at the moment. Look how close these 3 are again. Marco looming in the shadows. If either Viking Dog or Iggy make a mistake, he will surely be through. It's definitely looking like it's a battle of consistency at the moment. All it'll take is one little mistake. And Iggy again looking like he's just a little bit faster than Viking Dog through this final sector. Seems like the Volkswagen a bit faster through the turns, through the windy bits than the Corvette. But then the Corvette does close right back up again. Doing very well at the moment though is Viking Dog to keep. Oh, it's actually Iggy, Marco, Owen all into the pits now. Viking Dog, his favoured track position. He'll stay out on their mediums. He's going to carry on chasing Ben down in 1st place. Oh, Ben looking like he had a bit of a slide on through turn 2 there. Or was it turn 1? I think it's officially turn 2, isn't it? And actually looking like the gap has closed somewhat now to Viking Dog. So Viking Dog can actually see him now. He looked like a few corners behind, so I think maybe Ben has had a moment somewhere. We'll have to have a look at his lap time if he doesn't come into the pits at the end of this lap, which I think he will, looking at his tyre wear. And the fuel consumption there as well, looking like it's quite high on the Ford GT. The Corvette definitely not suffering as badly. He's still got over half of their mediums left on the rear, just under on the fronts, and he has got over 1/4 of a tank left. Andy Winters now up to 3rd place, obviously still yet to pit. On the mediums he is at the moment, just under 1/4 of a tank. So looking like he's not fuel saved too much either. BX on 1/4 of a tank, he's definitely fuel saved a little bit. Tyres looking alright at the moment as well. only just around halfway. Up to 4th place currently. Lars is now up to 5th place, also on the mediums. It looks like he's looked after the mediums really well, or is that BRZ just that good on tyre work? Not sure, but well over halfway left on that tyre wear indicator on the bottom left. Tiep's actually doing really well as well to hold on to their mediums, but he is going to have to pit for fuel, isn't he, very shortly. Marco now back out in 7th place. He's got a fresh set of softs, put some more fuel in that car. He'll be looking to make up some positions when the other guys start to pit. Kyle is there in 8th place. He's actually still out on his first set of tyres, isn't he? He's not pitted yet. So he's come out in between these guys who have already pit. Iggy now out on fresh softs. Marco managing to jump them guys in the pits by putting in less fuel. Will that be his undoing? Not too sure. Iggy going for nearly a full tank. Owen doing the same. Chris as well, he's already pitted, so he's also put in nearly a full tank of fuel. In fact, I think he may have put in a full tank. Viking Dog. So Viking Dog, now your race leader. It was Ben. Oh no, Ben, he's into the barrier. He's had a moment now. I thought he might do as them tyres started to fade. That's unlucky, Ben. He's down to 5th currently. I think he'll be pitting now for sure, end of this lap. Almost definitely. Will Viking Dog go in this lap? I think he's still got enough left to stay out. And he has actually gone into the pits. So maybe thinking he's going to be losing too much time if he stays out. BX, is he going to go in now as well? And yes, so no, he hasn't. I thought he was going to go in the pits, but he's actually favoured track position. So BX moving up into the race lead now. He has still got a lap maybe left in that tank. He's definitely got a few laps left on them tyres. Lars almost definitely has got a few laps left on them tyres. Whether he'll be able to make that fuel last for another 2 or 3 laps though, I don't know. I think he's got 1, maybe 1.5 laps left in that car. So Marco now moving up to 3rd place. Quite a bit of a gap now between him and the front 2, but they are still yet to pit. So Viking Dog, he's pitted now. He lost track position to Marco, but not too far off the back of him, so may be able to still challenge for that 3rd place. Iggy is there in 5th. Have we got anyone else other than the front 2 who are still yet to pit? So Owen, he's already pitted, hasn't he? He's out on a fresh set of softs, he's got more fuel. Currently in 6th place. So Kyle, yeah, Kyle's still yet to pit as well. In 7th currently. Surely going to lose a couple of positions to the guys behind him though. Chris currently 6th. Andy Winters is 9th. Ben, that's unlucky Ben, currently 10th. And TX is all the way down to 11th. So BX now with a nice gap, but is it enough to be able to get a free pit stop? I'm sure that's probably what he's trying to do. Pit and come out still ahead of the rest of the field. Has he got enough fuel to make it to the pits? Still the current fastest lap of 3 minutes 27.6. we are now halfway into this race. Or over halfway into this race now. 24 minutes in. 16 minutes to go. BX will surely be coming into the pits now. And he does. Lars will also be wiggling his way in on this lap. And Marco will go through to take the race lead. And the fastest lap of 3 minutes 26. Oh no, Iggy has taken it for 3 minutes 26.6. So it looking like Iggy may be on a bit of a charge now. Viking Dog currently second place. He's still trying to chase Marco down. That gap has started to close up. Iggy absolutely putting the pedal to the metal now. He's got a 3:26.6 was his last lap. Trying to get into that slipstream range now of Viking Dog in second place. Owen there in fourth. And Chris fifth. BX is there in sixth place. Andy Winter seventh. Lars eighth. Looking like Lars might lose that position to Ben, who's in ninth. No, Ben's not quite close enough at this point. But 8th, 9th and 10th all closing up again. Kyle with a little bit of work to do to try and make an impact on that top 10. There we go, Marco. He looked a bit shaky, didn't he, in the sprint race? But looking like he's had a good strategy in this endurance, in the feature, and currently in first place. Can he hold on to it though? Viking Dog and Iggy behind him, both looking like they're on a bit of a charge now. So what can Viking Dog and Iggy do? Can they manage to catch up to Marco and start trying to challenge him for the race lead? I think if anyone's going to do it, I think it's going to be Viking Dog. Viking Dog looking closer than ever. He is in that slipstream range now, isn't he? And as he does pick up that toe, he will start to drop Iggy, who's currently got Owen following him in fourth place. Marco actually doing really well to try and maintain that gap to Viking Dog. I think he is well aware that Viking Dog is on a bit of a charge now though. Viking Dog putting in a purple sector there. He may be able to take the fastest lap away from Iggy. Iggy's some way behind him now. Not close enough to be able to start picking up that dirty air, so shouldn't affect him too much. He might still be able to put in a flyer behind. But it is looking like Viking Dog may take that fastest lap, as he is almost onto the back of Marco now. As he come over to start finish for the 9th time. Start lap 9. That was the 8th time. Start lap 9, and Viking Dog does take the fastest lap of 3 minutes 26.067. Nearly sub 3:26. Firmly onto the back of Marco now. Marco is going to have to start throwing defensive shapes, isn't he, if he wants to hold on to that race lead. But looking like Viking, he's just looking fast at the moment, looking a bit more confident. Maybe he's going to try and go the long way round. neck and neck as they come out the exit. No, Viking Dog has managed to take the race lead, so Viking Dog, new race leader. Marco dropping to second place now. Maybe not wanting to lean on them tyres too much. It looks like Viking Dog has used a bit more of that tyre than Marco has. So actually maybe Marco playing a strategic game here at the moment. Maybe he's trying to save them tyres, use the advantage of the tow of Viking Dog to try and save some fuel as well, and then maybe go for a last minute push as we come into the dying stages of this race. 10 minutes left now. So Marco's got 10 minutes to try and retake that race lead. Oh, he's had a bit of a moment there on the exit that last turn. He managed to hold it though. That was a great save. So Iggy has started closing that gap now. Still a little way behind. But he should start picking up that tow soon. I think he is going to start to feel the dirty air, isn't he? With Marco up ahead. Owen, he's there in 4th place. He's dropped a little bit off the back of Iggy now. BX up to 5th. But he's got a little bit of work to do, hasn't he, to try and catch up to the front 4 at the moment. With Chris for company in 6th. The 2 Mercedes AMG GT3. Andy Winters some way behind them in 7th. Then we got Lars now being pressured by Tieps in 9th. Well, Lars is 8th. Tieps is 9th. Can Tieps try and go for a move on Lars? I think at the moment he's a little bit worried about where the car is. You can see the sideways jumping that the car on Lars is doing at the moment. Can be very off-putting sometimes. So Tieps there in 9th place, Ben is 10th and Kyle down in 11th. So the battle is still here between Viking Dog and Marco. Viking Dog covering off that inside, Marco trying to go for the switchback. Not getting it done that time round. He's still well within that slipstream range though, isn't he? Viking Dog having to cover off that inside early. He's going to be showing Marco the long way round. He doesn't want to leave a door open on the inside. Great defending from Viking Dog there. Leaving no window of opportunity there for Marco to be able to get up the inside. So Marco's still looking to try and make his way past Viking Dog. Viking Dog making that Corvette as wide as he possibly can. Just leaving no opportunities for Marco to get through. I think this one's going to be a battle up to the end, up to the start-finish line. Whose tyres are going to hold out, because Viking Dog's actually looking like they're a lot more worse for wear than Marco's at the moment. So maybe, as I said before, Marco with the grip advantage may be able to go for a last minute push. Iggy still not able to close up enough yet to try and start challenging Marco. The gap's about the same as it was last time we had a look on the bridge. And Owen also, still that gap a little bit static there towards Owen. Owen not managing to creep up onto the back of Iggy just yet. BX BX with the current fastest lap of 3:25.1. Chris there in 6th. Andy 7th. TX has managed to get past Lars now. TX up to 8th, Lars down to 9th. Ben is there in 10th. Kyle 11th. Viking Dog still holding off Marco at the moment. Doing a great job at the moment as well, if I do say so myself. But Viking Dog, incredible drive on them very heavily worn softs. They're way more worn than Marco's are. Both about equal on fuel as they come into the last 5 minutes of this race. So they will get 1 and a bit laps. In fact, as they come across the start finish line now, they may get another 2 laps. Iggy's still trying to chase down the front 2, but unable to do so at the moment. Marco still looking quite strong at the moment. Can Viking Dog hold him off again for another lap? Covering off that inside again early, sending Marco the long way round. Marco will be possibly trying for the switchback again. Trying to take a bit of a deeper line and carry more speed through that turn. Getting it powered down earlier on the exit, but not managing to do so that time. He has kept that gap though. He's very, very close, isn't he? Very close between these front 2 at the moment. As I say, Viking Dog doing an incredible job of keeping Marco behind him. 2 very strong drivers. Oh, that may be the first mistake there from Viking Dog, dipping 2 wheels off onto the grass, almost costing him. His tyre's a little bit dirty now. He had a bit of a moment through that last turn as well. Can Marco carry the momentum? So Viking Dog, even though he's making slight little errors here and there, he's still managing to stay ahead, still defending against Marco. Marco not able to find his way past still. Let's have a look at the tyre wear of, yeah, you can see on the graphic on the bottom left there, Viking Dog definitely suffering with a lot heavier tyre wear than Marco, so Marco should definitely have the grip advantage at the moment. Still unable to find his way past. And Iggy now under threat from Owen. I think Iggy may be having a moment somewhere, has he? Or has Owen just found some pace in the final 5 minutes of the race? Final 3 minutes now. He is putting Iggy under some immense pressure. He's going to be looking for the move as they come down into this turn. All over his bumper. Can Iggy stay ahead? And he has, he's managed to keep that 3rd position for the meantime. Owen still having to settle for 4th place. I think his tyres definitely look a lot better than Iggy's at the moment though, so I fancy that Owen may be able to go for a move towards the end of this race. It does look like that gap towards the front 2 is starting to close as well. So BX still trying to chase that front 4. Having a bit of a lonely race at the moment. He's got quite a bit of a gap still to the front 4 and a bit of a gap now to Chris. He was sat behind him in 6th place. Also in a bit of no man's land. Andy Winter's 7th. Tieps is 8th, not too far behind Andy now, but he's still good 6 or 7 seconds down the road. Lars is there in 9th. Ben 10th. Kyle still in 11th place. So Viking Dog and Marco are side by side. Marco having the inside this time round. Is he going to get a move done? And he moves up into 1st place. Viking Dog still trying to come back though. Can Marco defend it off? Can he keep Viking Dog there behind him? I think Viking Dog definitely suffering with tyre wear now. Maybe Marco's just got the better tyres in the dying stages of this race. We're in the final 1 minute now. This is going to be the last lap. So it's the last lap battle for 1st place between Viking Dog and Marco. Marco doing really well to defend at the moment. We've seen how quick Viking Dog's been all night though, haven't we? Will he still be able to get a move done on them very heavily worn softs? Looking like he's going to be suffering with low fuel as well, possibly. Maybe that'll be a factor. Have they fueled up enough? Have they got enough to take him to the end of the race? And it is looking like Marco, with them less worn, younger softs, may be able to stretch that gap now to Viking Dog. Viking Dog looking like he's dropping a little bit off now. Iggy's still there in 3rd place. Can Iggy challenge for that 2nd position? Owen still there in 4th. So BX still there in 5th place. Chris is still 6th. We got Tieps there in Andy Winters in 7th. Tieps is 8th. Lars 9th. Ben 10th. Kyle 11th. So Marco, as he scrapes the barrier there, not really slowing him down too much. I think he's done just enough now. I think he may have it sewn up. They're coming in through the final, well, they'll be coming through the final sector shortly. Five or six more turns to go. As I say, he looked a bit shaky, didn't he, in the sprint race, but he's come back on form in the feature. Looking like he might have this one sewn up. Just looking like he looked after his tyres a little bit better than some of the rest of the field, and it's paid him dividends. And as he comes through the final turn, you can see the gap now. I think Viking Dog just not having enough grip left in them tyres. He's going to have to settle for 2nd. So Marco taking the win here in the feature race. Well done, Marco. Cracking race, mate. Viking Dog 2nd place. It's unlucky Viking Dog. Iggy there in 3rd. Owen is 4th. BX 5th. Chris, he's going to bring him in 6th place. And then we've got Andy Winters and Tieps. Is Tieps going to be able to get past Andy Winters? It's neck and neck as they come through the final turn. I think Andy may be doing just enough to stay ahead, but he's gone deep through that final turn. Is that going to slap him with a penalty? I'm not too sure. I think maybe he might have got away with that, and he has, so he's going to take 7th place. Tieps is 8th. Lars is going to bring him in 9th place. Ben will finish 10th. And Kyle actually running out of fuel now. Oh, Kyle. What happened, mate? Come on, man. That's unlucky, brother. So Kyle limping that car through the final couple of turns. He's approaching the final turn now. Literally running on fumes. I think for all that crap that's probably getting sucked up into the engine as well. That car's going to have a engine rebuild before the next round. And I'm sure Kyle will be back on form, but he is going to bring home 11th place in this race as he limps it over the start finish line. Go on, son. Hey. Yeah, can't really drift it with no fuel, can you? Well, that was it anyway, guys. That was the feature race. I hope you enjoyed that one, and we'll be back again tomorrow with the live comms. I've been your boy Vex. Good night.